Good morning, YouTube. Tim with Outdoors for Adventure. We've been getting rain for, I want to say this is the fourth day straight. I don't know if you can see out my windows behind me, but the yard's just flooded. Let me turn the camera around and I'll give you a better shot. You can see the yard is just flooded. And if you remember when I put my Iron Cross bumper on my Nissan Titan, you see the old bumper sitting right there. I put that on in the rain. So it's just been rain, pretty steady. We're under flood warnings. So I thought what we'd do this morning is why not run out and check the Red River and see what it looks like with all this rain that we've been getting. We interrupt this program with breaking news. Okay guys, I'm back. As you just saw, we was planning on taking a peek at the Red River. After all this rain, I was kind of interested to see how high the river had rose. And when I went out to the truck to get in it to leave, my remote on my key pod would not unlock my doors on the truck. So of course that meant dead battery. Well, I did check my battery in my key pad first, or pod, whatever you call them things. I went and got another one and tried it, and I got nothing with it either. So I went out there to the dead battery. And of course, if y'all been following along on the channel, you know I put a winch on the truck, and I also put two new LED floodlights up front in the bumper that I had put on. And reason would say that I'm going to say that the winch, something about the winch pulled it down. Now I know they're not supposed to be engaged when they're not in use, but this is a wireless controlled winch, and I have read that for some reason some of these wireless remotes are slow draining the battery. So I'm pretty sure it was the winch that put the drain on the battery. It's been setting for a few days. I haven't been nowhere. So anyway, I did pull the battery out, and I went ahead and put it in the garage, and I charged it all day and all night. So the battery's good. I checked it, and it's ready to put back in. And I'm just not going to hook the probably the ground cable up to the battery. And then if I need the winch, I'll hook it up for now. But I do think I will put a quick disconnect on the winch. And there's several reasons that I think you should do that. You know, the controller, the wireless controller for this winch, it's really easy to push the buttons. You know, they push in real easy. And if you've got that in your glove box or something, and something accidentally hits one of them buttons, even though you're supposed to keep your winch unspooled or unlocked, you know, if you forget to do that, you're going to roll your rope out while you're going down the road. It might sit there pressed, and that could be what's draining your battery, which it wasn't in my case. I had it put in a spot to where it couldn't be touched. But anyway, it is a good idea, in my opinion, to have a disconnect on there. Now, I had on my old CJ7 Jeep I used to run, it had a Harbor Freight winch on it, and I ran that winch for years, but I never kept it hooked up to the battery all the time. I just felt better. And what I did with it is I had an extra stud that I could use just to put the hot wire to the battery, and I would just hook it up, and I had a wing nut that I could lock it on there with, so it was real quick to get on and off. And I ran it like that for years and never had no problem. You know, you might have to get underneath the hood, standing in mud, you know, to hook it up, but unless you hook it up before you start, you know, off-road. But anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to run some tests. I want to make sure, my alternator is charging like it's supposed to. I'll show you how I test my battery to make sure it's good. And, and talk a little bit about what happened yesterday and see where we're at today. As you can see, the battery's out here, and I'm fixing to put it back in. I'll clean this up a little bit, but this little flap here holds the battery in, and to get it up out of the way, I just slide my bolt kind of up underneath there to hold it up. That gives me plenty of room to get my battery in there without fighting, with holding that up, and then I'll just pull my bolt out and tighten it up. But we're ready to put the battery back in, and then I'm going to pull it into the backyard and we're going to do some tests. Now I do have some battery cables ends ordered. They'll be here in a couple days, but for now we're going to go ahead and use what we have. Okay, I've got the truck running. Just topping the battery off some. And what I think I'm going to do for now is I'm going to find a wing nut that'll fit this bolt, and when I need to use a wing nut and the lock washer, I'll screw it on there and leave it finger tight, and when I need to use the winch, I'll back that wing nut off and I'll hook up my ground, and I'll have my winch ready to use. I'll put that where it can't touch anything and ground out. It won't go nowhere. Oh, yeah, it's plastic down there. And for now, that's just going to be my simple fix to make sure that the winch is out of the loop and not draining my battery. But we're going to do some tests on the battery and the alternator. Okay guys, this is a Stanley Fat Max that I carry around all the time. And when my battery ran down, I tried hooking this up to jump start it, and when your battery is just zero voltage, there's just not enough in this to get it going. Now in my situation, I have a spare battery that I carry around in back that I use for my camping lights, and if I was not at the house where I could just pull it out and charge my battery, I could have went and got that battery and swapped it out, got the truck going, and then I could have put this battery back in, because the truck will continue to run once it's started off the alternator. At least I think it will. Or I could have just left that battery in and came home. But anyway, we're going to hook this up. We're hooked up now. Let me grab this phone. Now, as you can see, once I hooked it up, it's showing 13 volts. The motor's flashing, saying that the motor's running. This shows the battery's hooked up. We got all of our bars here. That's basically our battery status right there. And then you go down here to alternator check. And it says alternator good. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So we know our alternator's good. We know we got 13 volts on our battery status. I guess you hold that. 12.9. But anyway, according to this, the alternator's good and the battery's good. And this has a LED light. It also has 4 USB ports, 6.2 amp that you can use to charge stuff. And when you want to jump start, you know, this is your jump start side. You turn that on and go start your truck. I take this everywhere I go, but when your battery is completely dead, there's not enough in here to get this truck going. And now I'm going to show you another tool I use. Okay, this is a battery load tester. I picked mine up at Harbor Freight. This one's been working for years, but it will tell you if your battery is good or not. And you can check your alternator with this too. So let me set this camera up so I can plug up these cables. Of course, your black is going to go to black. And your red cable over there. We'll go to red. And I'll grab my camera. Okay, it's upside down, but you can see with the truck running, it's checking the charging system. And our charging system, 14 volts, the needle's pointing to green, so the charging system is okay. Now we're going to turn the truck off. Okay, so we turn the truck off and you can see that we're still in the green on our charge. It's kind of high right now because it's a fresh charge, and you know it'll slowly go down just a little bit and it'll be in this green. It's already fallen just a little bit, but we're good on our charge. And then this button here, you'll push it and we'll hold it just for a few seconds and watch the needle. See by the needle, it stays in the 800 cranking amp range. Even though the very tip might be hitting the yellow, you go by the cranking amp numbers, you can see as it goes down. And as long as it's in the green by your battery rating, your battery's good. Charge off of it and it fell some. I honestly think it's okay. We'll know more. We'll test it again after we drive it some, and I'll be sure that I have my Fat Max charged fully, so if I have to jump it I can, but I really think it's going to be fine. And these are just some components that I like to keep around to be able to check stuff. And they're not expensive, so I recommend that everybody purchase this stuff and keep around in case you need to find out if your battery's good or bad. Okay guys, we are going to drive the truck just a little bit, just to make sure we got a good charge on the battery. My gauge on the truck is where it ought to be. But you know, when I found out the battery was dead yesterday, we was going to head out to the Red River and see what the level looked like with all the rain we've been getting. So I thought we'd go ahead and drive up to the Red River and take a look That'll be a little bit of a drive. I do have my booster or jumper, wherever you want to call it, in case I have to jump start the truck, because I plan on going to Wally World or Walmart on the way back, and I'll have to turn the truck off for that. But I feel confident that the battery's okay, and it was just that winch for some reason drawing off the battery. Now that it's not hooked up, that shouldn't be an issue. And for me, popping the hood and reaching underneath there and hooking it up to the battery when I need it is not a big deal, because that winch is pretty much for emergency situations when I get stuck, or if someone I run into is stuck and needs a little help. So it's really just not that big a deal. Eventually I will put a quick disconnect, and where all you have to do is flip a switch and you'll be hooked back up, but you're still going to have to get underneath the hood to do that. So my plan for the wing nut is not going to be that bad of a deal. But anyway, we'll see you when we get there. Okay guys, we're at Highway 71 access. We always called this incline bridge area. And as you can see, there's water standing at the entrance here. Got water on both sides. Red River, they call it Index Bridge. The Red River. Oh, the wind is blowing pretty good. I thought it would be higher than this. It's really not that bad at all. It's about the same as it was last time I was here, in fact. But I just want to take a peek. And like I said, it was a good drive to recharge my battery, let the alternator do its thing. You can see the metal railroad bridge over there, the arches. I'm really liking the way that bumper turned out. can see my battery gauge is right where it ought to be. Next time I go to the tire shop, I'm going to have my air pressure monitors in the tires replaced. It'd be the second time I've had to replace them. I do keep my tires checked with the gauge, so I know that, you know, they're okay. But I don't like that light being on. But we're gonna head out. And also, there's a little battery. You can barely see it, left-hand corner by that tire. If there was something going wrong there, that would be lit up also. I like to drive back underneath the incline bridge over there, Index Bridge, but we're not going to do that today. There's a lot of rain, mud back there, and I don't want to wash the truck again right now. So we're going to head out. I'm fixing to head to Walmart. I just wanted to share my little excursion to Red River with you, and since that battery died like it did, I wanted to share that information in case any of y'all are in that situation, have never messed with those tools like I have to check your battery and your charging system. You know, it doesn't cost a whole lot to get that equipment, and if you've got it at the house, it'll tell you if you need to go buy a battery or not. Or it'll tell you, hey, maybe you want to go take it to AutoZone and let them double check it for you. But anyway, we're going to head to Walmart. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. If y'all haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to go subscribe to the channel. And y'all have a great weekend. Y'all have a great Valentine's Day. Okay, we went to Walmart and we've returned home. And I went ahead and hooked this back up on the battery. Now you can see before this was way over close to the red. Now it's falling back and more into the green where it ought to be. And now when we give it the test for a little bit, we'll keep an eye on it and we'll see if it goes back down. I have the winch unhooked